Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the class of Knowledge Management Engineering, BIT 3223. Okay, so we will continue our class with topic number 13 and 14. As you can see from your screen, topic number 13, which is the knowledge management metrics and performance evaluation. And topic number 14, future trends in knowledge management. Okay, so let's discuss about the knowledge management metrics and performance evaluation. Okay, so we will measure the knowledge management because it is hard, but it is needed. Okay, so we will need to learn the KPI that shows the knowledge management success and failure, and we also will calculate the return of investment to prove that the knowledge management is worth money, and we will compare the stories with numbers to see the truth. Okay, so why we measure the knowledge management? What gets to measure is what gets to manage by the leader. So the measurement will justify the budget spent on knowledge management system and tools, and it shows which knowledge management project work and which one will fail, and it will align the knowledge management activities with overall business strategic goals. Okay, the challenge of measuring the knowledge management. So knowledge is invisible, you cannot see it physically, and benefits of sharing today may appear many months later, and a risk may rise, could be market, or maybe the knowledge management hard to tell. So how do you put a numbers on better culture exactly? So people may share less if they fear the wrong management. Okay, so we need to see the knowledge, time, attribution, and qualitative nature. Okay, the quantitative and qualitative metrics. Okay, so we have the quantitative metrics, use numbers, percentage, and hard data. The qualitative metrics, we use the stories, we use feedback and feelings from people. So the number will tell what happened, the story will tell why it happened. A balanced mix for both methods work the best for knowledge management evaluation. Okay, system-based metrics, which is the quantitative measurement. Okay, so the count active user on the company knowledge portal daily, and we measure the document uploaded versus the downloaded each week regularly. Okay, so we can track a search success rate, did they find elsewhere quickly, and the record time is spent per employee on the knowledge management platform. Okay, so that's the how we measure how often the old content is updated or deleted. Okay, the outcome based metric for the quantitative measurement. Okay, so the measurement is to reduction in time to market for new product launch. Okay, and the track will decrease in help desk, the call volume after better frequency asked question. So the measurement will reduction in employee onboarding time for new hires, and we have a count number of patents or innovation produced daily, and the track most the saving from reuse all solution instead of new. Human-based metric with the qualitative. Okay, so run employee satisfaction surveys about the access to the knowledge. This is what is qualitative, and we also collect the success story, like saving $1 million contract, for example, and measure the participation level in communities of practice meeting, the COP meetings, and assess the trust and sharing culture through anonymous staff pools. Okay. Now, the key performance indicator, KPI. KPI number 1, KPI growth. This is related with the size of the repositories. KPI number 2, the knowledge use, meaning that the frequency of access by the staff. KPI number 3, knowledge quality, which is the peer ratings of articles. KPI number 4, the knowledge velocity, meaning that the speed of information flow. So each of these KPI track a different dimension of knowledge management health, and choosing the KPIs that match your company specific goals. Okay, and review KPIs every quarter to keep them relevant. So this is the calculation of return of investment for knowledge management. So the ROI equals the gain minus the cost divided by cost. Okay, so multiply that result by 100%. So the gain include the cost saving, include the time saved and the revenue rise. Okay, so the cost include software, hardware, and staff training time. For example, like you spend 10, you save 30 minus, so you have a return of investment is 200%. If you spend 10 ringgit, $10, you can save $30, so your return of investment is 200%. Okay, so proving the ROI is the holy grail for the knowledge management managers. Without the ROI, the budget get cuts during tough time. Okay, balanced scorecard for knowledge management. Okay, so we have a financial view. This to capture the knowledge management cost versus the saving made. And then we have the customer view. This is for better service through shared knowledge internally. Internal process view. This is to efficiency gains and error reduction numbers. So, and lastly, we have the learning and growth view. This is the skill develop and the culture shift. So this is the scorecard that balances the short-term and long-term knowledge management value, and it connects the knowledge management directly to 4 business perspectives: financial, customer, internal process, and learning growth. Intellectual capacity, IC reporting. Okay, so the IC measure invisible assets like skills and relationship. Okay, and also the human capital, which is the staff skill, the experience, and the education level. We have a structural capital, which is the database, the pattern, and the internal process. Relation capital, this is the customer and the partners relationship strengths. So the intellectual capital, the IC reporting, shows the knowledge as a real financial assets and help the investor to see the value not on the balance sheets only. Many companies ignore the IC and lose competitive advantage. Benchmarking knowledge management. So compare your knowledge management performance against industrial leader directly. So use knowledge work like the Make Most Admire Knowledge Enterprise Award. Identify the best practice to close the performance gap quickly and learn from competitor without copying the expensive mistake. Benchmarking will show where you are weak and strong clearly, and it can prevent a pride from hiding real knowledge management problem inside. Okay, social network analysis, SNA, as a metric. Okay, so we can map who talk to whom to find knowledge hub and measure the network density, which is how well connected is everyone. Identify the bottleneck between people who hoard information selfishly. Okay, visual the hidden organization beyond the formal hierarchy, and the SNA will show who actually help other solving problems daily. Knowledge audit. So the knowledge audit review the organizational knowledge health systematically. It identifies the knowledge gap, that what we need but lack. And it also identifies the knowledge duplication, waste from repeated work. It finds the absolute knowledge that mislead everyone badly. So the audit are usually performs every 1 or 2 years. Maturity models, for example, like KMMM. Okay, so what is the maturity models? Knowledge management maturity model. Maturity model measure how mature the KM process are. Level 1, initial or chaotic with no real process. And the highest one, level 5, optimizing with continuous learning culture. So the model will help a company understand the current stage, and it provides a roadmap to reach the next excellence level. But most of the company will start at level 1 or 2 initially, and moving up takes years and consistency of the knowledge management investment. Feedback loops and iteration. So use metric to pivot the knowledge management strategy when things fail. If wiki is unused, change user interface and incentive. Communicate constantly with user about their changing needs, and make the metrics data transparent to encourage more participation. Incentive and metric alignment. Reward the employee based on sharing KPI, like helping others. Ensure quantity of posts never replace quality of content. You can also use gamification points and badges based on metric data. And then link the knowledge management performance to annual performance review carefully. And bad incentive will cause people who upload useless garbage. Okay, we have a case study with the EY, the Ernst & Young knowledge management matrix. So Ernst & Young track the knowledge contribution for goals consultant. They measure the knowledge utilization to assess consultant value. The knowledge sharing is linked directly to a career promotion decision. They achieve massive return of investment through unusable knowledge assets. One solution used may save huge money and time, and Ernst & Young prove that the knowledge management metric drive real business results. Okay, so this is the summary of topic number 13. Metric proof the knowledge management is a must-have, not a nice-to-have, and the combination of hard number with stories, you can get the best results of your measurement. Focus on the KPIs that align with the actual business goal. Use intellectual capital to view knowledge as a financial asset. Measure both system use and business outcome regularly. Okay, moving next to the topic number 14, the future trends in knowledge management. Okay, so this is the last topic of this subject. What we were going to learn is to analyze how the Industry 4.0 changed knowledge engineering work, and explore the augmented and virtual reality used in knowledge management. Also, we will discuss about generative AI, the Gen AI, and a large language model role with the LLM. Discuss the generative AI and large identify the shift through autonomous knowledge management system. Okay, so first of all, the Industry 4.0 and the start of KM. Okay, so the Industry 4.0 meaning that automation and data exchange everywhere. It can integrate the IoT, the cloud, and the AI on factory flow. The knowledge will move from human to machine sharing. We have a sensor, we have a bot generated real-time smart knowledge automatically, and the machines will learn from each other without any human help. So this will speed up the decision and reduce human error significantly. Augmented reality, AR in knowledge management. So AR overlays the digital knowledge onto the physical world life. We have a use case, we see repairing the machine with head-up displaying instruction, and field technician will get real-time knowledge overlays for complex tasks. Hands-free access to manual and expert remote support simultaneously, and the AR will reduce the mistake and speed up repairs time greatly. Okay, virtual reality VR for training. So VR offer immersive learning by doing in safe digital spaces. Teach it knowledge transfer through realistic simulated experience effectively. We have a remote team that can meet in 3D virtual office together. So the VR will reduce risk and cost of dangerous environment training. So the trainee can repeat tasks until they master the skill completely. And then we have the Gen AI and the large language model, the LLM. So the system like ChatGPT, for example, become the new interface for the knowledge management. We move from searching files to simply asking questions. AI will automate the drafting of reports and the knowledge article quickly. It can synthesize decades of company data in seconds, and the employees can ask natural language questions without training. Okay, the rise of personal knowledge management, PKM. So PKM tools have individuals able to manage their own knowledge stream. So the AI agent will learn the user-specific expertise and preferences. The personal learning synchronized with the organizational goals automatically, and decentralized knowledge lets user know their knowledge graph. So each employee builds a personal knowledge assistant over time. Okay, knowledge graph and link data with the web 3.0. So we move away from folders to a web of connected ideas. We have semantic AI that able to understand the meaning of connection between concepts, and the global knowledge network that to share data securely using blockchain technology. And the provenances means knowing exactly where a piece of information came from, and the knowledge graph show relationship that folder hide completely. Autonomous knowledge engineering. So the system identify the knowledge gap and fill them automatically. So the AI interview experts or scrapes the web for new information. Self-correcting knowledge based on proven roots without human effort. So the system become a living organism that grows independently, and it notices when information become outdated and replace it. Edge computing or edge knowledge management, which is we able to know the knowledge at the source. Okay, so the edge knowledge management process knowledge on local device, not in the cloud. Okay, this will enable faster decision making with zero network latency. It is critical for self-driving car and remote medical devices, and the knowledge management become instant and local without internet dependency. The sensor make a decision using on-device knowledge model instantly, and the edge knowledge management will reduce the data privacy risk by keeping the data locally. Cognitive computing. Okay, so cognitive system replicate or mimic the human brain learning and reasoning. So this is they able to handle the ambiguity and unstructured data way better than ever. Emotional AI able to recognize user frustration or confusion during tasks, and the system will adapt the knowledge delivery style to use mood. If you seem lost, it offer a simpler explanation automatically. Next, we have the blockchain for secure knowledge sharing. So the blockchain use distributed ledger to verify the knowledge authenticity. We have a smart contract that pay the expert automatically when knowledge is used, and share trade secret with partner without a central vulnerable hub. The blockchain prevent fake news and data tampering in knowledge management. So every knowledge transaction is recorded and cannot be changed. The liquid workforce and knowledge management. Liquid workforce. This means the freelancer and the gig worker join temporarily. The knowledge management must enable rapid in and out knowledge transfer for project. Ensure the knowledge does not leave when the contractor leaves. We use a micro KM for short-term project-based team effectively. We capture the exit interview and project debrief automatically and create a quick onboarding packs of temporary worker instantly. And then we have the ethics and the black box problem. Okay, so AI driven knowledge management become harder to explain as it grows complex. People have a right to explanation for AI based decision, prevent the algorithm bias in automated knowledge management system, and ensure that AI support human creativity instead of replacing it. The black box system, okay, the black box system can hide dangerous bias and errors. So the knowledge management engineer must demand transparency from AI vendor. Test the AI recommendation for fairness across different groups, and ethics is not optional, it is the core to future knowledge management. Okay, from knowledge management to wisdom management. So we move beyond just information and knowledge to wisdom. So use AI to help humans consider ethical and social impact. System will suggest wise long-term choice over smart short-term gains and focus on sustainability and purpose in knowledge work. Wisdom asks, should we do this? Not just how. The knowledge without wisdom can cause great harm quickly. So the future knowledge management system will include ethical reasoning layers. So this is the highest level of knowledge engineering maturity. Okay, human AI collaboration with the Centaur teams. Okay, the future is not AI versus human, but the human plus AI. AI will handle big data and computational tasks effectively. Human handle empathy, ethics, and context in decision. Design interface for seamless co-creation between both sides. Center team outperform either human or AI alone, and AI will suggest option. Human will choose based on value. Knowledge, sovereignty, and privacy. So to protect personal data in an age of total knowledge capture. Respect the rights to disconnect from constant knowledge stream. Manage the mental load of high-tech knowledge worker carefully. Balance transparency with need for deep work and privacy. Not every action needs to be tracked and measured. So give employee control over their own knowledge sharing choice. Okay, real-time translation and global knowledge management. We need to break the language barrier once and for all with AI. So we have an instant high-quality translation of technical manual and meeting. We need to enable a global brand where the language no longer matter. True diversity is knowledge sharing across all cultures happen. A German engineer can learn from a Japanese technician instantly. So we have a real-time translation. Remove the need for English as defaults. Okay, so this is the final slides, the final cost reflection. So we have moved from the basic data to future trends together, and the knowledge is the only sustainable competitive advantage for organization. Engineering make knowledge management possible through tools and systems. People make knowledge meaningful through a trust and sharing culture. So you are the next generation of knowledge engineer now. Go build a system with respect both data and community and measure what matter, but never forget the human story. So thank you for your attention and good luck ahead. See you again. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.